Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 1987 Supermod. I'm Brad Drake, and this is my AWA save. So, moving right along in the touring schedule, folks, our last tour date of this block before we start all new matches, same cities, of course, but all new matches for the next several weeks in the save. So, we are heading to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and we got a stacked card. Reggie Bennett is going to battle the new World Women's Champion, Wendy Richter. Pat Tanaka is going to mix it up with Sonny Rogers once again. Candi, Devine, and Penny Mitchell are going to battle Vivian St. John and Jamie West. Alan West is going to mix it up with Cactus Jack. Kiniski and Rich are going to tangle with the Texas Hangmen. Steve Olsonoski is going to trade blows with Rip Oliver, and Mr. Saito makes his triumphant return, and he is going to battle Bob Backlund in our main event, a super exciting main event. We are going to have a cage match in Winnipeg. Curt Hennig and Scott Hall, former World Tag Team Champions, are going to face Nick Bockwinkel and Larry Zbyszko. Once again, folks, that is going to be a cage match. Big main event, huge main event. All right, let's go ahead and set our venue. We're traveling to Canada. So here we go. We're looking at 3,900 fans. So we're going to set 2 to 4. We should be able to grab up one of our new venues that we created. Winkler Arena. And we've got none of our new venues that we've created. Why does this always happen? There's University Stadium, 5,000. So we're going to be a little bit shy, but that's all right. So let's check if we have any issues. We do not have any issues, which is shocking. Only the usuals are out tonight. So let's get to booking. Here we go. Reggie Bennett versus new World Women's Champion, Wendy Richter. Get that title designation down. It's a pretty exciting time for the AWA, having the new women's champion. I think we got Wendy Richter under contract for the year, too. I'm sure after the year she's going to get snatched up by somebody. We probably won't be able to hold on to her. But for now, she is our World Women's Champion. Next bout is going to be Tanaka versus Rogers. This has been a fun one that we've been carrying throughout the country since we signed Tanaka. I don't care who wins this one. We're going to leave it open-ended. Both of these guys are not very over here in Canada. So this is probably going to be a very low-scoring match. But that's all right. We expect that, and how else are they going to gain popularity if they don't continue to work in the area? Here's our big women's tag. Devine and Mitchell. I'm not sure how popular women's wrestling was in Winnipeg for the AWA. I'd have to do some research into it. But for us, it's a part of every card for the tour. We have at least one women's match. So that's our style right now in the AWA. And I know for a fact that that's not too far off from how it always was. Katie Devine, Penny Mitchell. Boy, she looks rough in that picture. She was not that ugly of a woman. I don't know why she looks so horrible in that picture. And she does look ugly. She could stop a clock in that picture. And Jamie West. I think the heels have continuously won. So we're going to put Vivian St. John over here. Alan West and Cactus Jack. So we got another West. 2 Wests on the same card. I guess I've never noticed that before. We'll try to avoid that one in the future. And I know, again, neither one of these guys have too much popularity here in Canada. This is going to be another low-scoring match. Let's put Alan West over. Cactus Jack has won quite a few of these. Kiniski and Rich versus the Texas Hangmen. This is another one that's going to score low. Actually, Kiniski should be over in Canada. Sometimes I forget that he was from Canada. So, of course, Nick Kiniski is going to get the win. And again, I could have just used tag team 1. That's what I'm going to do for the Texas Hangmen. There we go. So Nick Kiniski is going to get our win, being back home in Canada. And that might get a higher score than I originally thought. We'll see. Olsonoski versus Oliver. We're going to leave that one open-ended. I don't care who wins that one. While doing research for the Georgia territory for version 7.0, I created a bunch of the old title belts, and they're putting them in retired under the NWA Alliance. They're going to be retired belts in the Alliance you can bring back if you want. Otherwise, it's just to collect data, championship data on other wrestlers. I learned that Steve Olsonoski held the national heavyweight title a couple times, and I think he held the national tag team title too. So that was Ole Anderson running Georgia at the time, so he must have seen something and liked Steve Olsonoski. As I've said before, I never thought too much of Steve Olsonoski. I thought he was a good athlete, but I didn't think anything too great about him. But apparently Ole Anderson really liked him. So we'll go ahead and book that one open-ended. Doesn't really matter to me who wins. Saito versus Backlund. This is a fun one. Saito's been gone for a long time, and you know that I think the world of Mr. Saito. So this is going to be a hell of a match. The only question I have is the popularity of these two men in Canada. So we'll go ahead and leave this one open-ended also. Doesn't matter to me who wins. Bob Backlund's been tearing it up. Saito is back from injury, so it doesn't matter to me who wins. We're going to leave this one open-ended. But you know what? We're going to make this a technical masterclass because both these two could really go. So that should actually help boost the score of that match. And our big main event, the big cage match, big tag team cage match, classic style. We're going to write it right in there. Cage. Hall and Hennig versus Bockwinkel and Zbyszko. That doesn't need to be capitalized. I don't know why I did that. I mean, I'm excited, but I don't want to yell it. I don't want it to say like, Cage! Then again, I do want it to say, Cage! So everybody knows who reads it. It's a big cage match. All right. So let's go ahead and get Scott Hall in there. Curt Hennig. Nick Bockwinkel and Larry Zbyszko. All four of these men have some history here in Winnipeg. Who should we have win this match? That's a good question. Let's take a look at who won the last couple tag matches between these two. So Bockwinkel and Zbyszko. So it's been going back and forth. Let's see. We did a cage match with these two not too long ago. And see, it doesn't tell us that it was a cage match. I'll tell you what. Let's leave this one open-ended also. But we're going to push it to 30 minutes. Because you know this would have been a bloodbath. An absolute bloodbath. And it would have been one hell of a match. We got Ferngania in charge. Bill Alfonso's just fine. Let's leave it open-ended, but let's make sure that it's an epic. So the fans really get their money's worth. That slow build to make it exciting. And I could see all four of these men bleeding buckets in a match like this. A lot of cage grinding. I mean, you name it. A lot of tosses head first into the cage. This would be an absolute classic and would be a bloodbath. It'd be one hell of a match. So let's go ahead and book it. And the best part about Zbyszko and Bockwinkel is that they were both played the part of chicken shit heel real well. So in a match like this, they have no choice. They can't hide, although they would figure stuff out. It would, you know, that it would be creative on their part, and this would be just one hell of a match. So this show's going just over 2 hours and 20 minutes, so 2 hours and 25 minutes. I'm excited. We got to make an adjustment here, though, for the first match. We didn't see that. We forgot to put the C for Wendy Richter since she is the champion. There it is. There's the change. Let's get rolling, folks. A lot better score than I figured we'd get. That's got to be from her WWF exposure before. Wendy Richter's got some popularity up there. So nice. 46 overall. Decent. We predicted this one was going to be a lower score. 47 and a 33. But that's okay. They're going to continue getting better popularity. And the women's match actually gets called an abysmal match. But again, they got to get the reps. So, an abysmal match. Oh no. Well, we figured Cactus Jack and Alan West were going to get low too. So, we get a 35 overall on these two. This card is not doing well, folks. We have not broken 40 yet. This is not doing well at all. So Nick Kiniski goes ahead and gets the win with the backbreaker, and Kiniski shockingly only gets a 46. He should be more over than that in Canada, but that's okay. Oh, Olsonoski and Oliver get a better score. They're a 57. Okay. Oliver wins again with the pile driver. Saito and Backlund get a 77. Saito shockingly scores a little bit lower than I figured he would. Bobby gets the win with the crossface chicken wing. Very nice. And Saito gets penalized for stamina? Come on. He's a Japanese wrestler. He's not going to run out of stamina. Those guys train for 45-minute matches. We're gonna have to doctor that up, folks. That's not historically accurate. So Backlund gets well suited the style. So that's good. So should a Saito. Saito is an excellent technical wrestler. But that's okay. Moving along. Our main event gets a 92 in Winnipeg. Yes! Big main event. And Curt Hennig goes over Nick Bockwinkel with the Hennigplex. This is huge, folks. This continues to set up this red-hot feud for maybe an eventual title change from Bockwinkel to Hennig. But I don't know. This is just such a good feud. How do you stop this? How do you stop this feud? It's on fire. So we're going to see. We're going to start our new block of matches. Our tour is going to change here. We're going to see what we're going to do here next, because this has just been terrific. So we somehow, some way got to keep this going. So let's go ahead and finish up the show. Let's see what we get for an overall score. We get an 84 overall, solid. And it's all thanks to that great main event. As you can see, this is not good in the middle of the card here. Wendy Richter actually had one of the best performances. So we will make a speech. Let's give Steve Olsonoski a good job. He needs it. Wendy Richter definitely gets some praise here. She did an excellent job in her match. And we also got to give Bockwinkel some respect here. He had no problem taking the loss for Hennig in a major AWA town. So we're going to make our speech. Olsonoski's happy. Richter's happy. And so is Nick Bockwinkel. And I'm happy. We're going to load ourselves back here to the main screen. We're going to see what's going on in the game world. And folks, after this one, I got to create a new touring schedule here, which is a lot of fun to do, to create the new touring schedule. But it's thorough. You got to be very thorough in it to go through it and make sure you got everybody on there that needs to be on there. Of course, we know Kevin Kelly's not going to be on there. He's going to be out for the next 5 months here, which is not good. It's a shame, but we're going to have to move on. If you remember correctly, we were talking about cutting a heel anyway, and now we're not going to have to. I'm thankful that Mike Tolis is recovered from his injury. Without him fully being able to do the jobs, it was just killing our scores. I'm kidding, folks. Nick Kiniski is tired. I think... Who else does he work for? Oh, he's doing jobs for the WWF. So, That would be why he's a little tired. All right, so that is our mailbox. Let's take a look and see what the WWF did last night. Harley Race over Ken Patera in the main event. That's a huge score for those two, 95. But somebody pointed this out to me, and I never put too much thought into it. The TV coverage is so huge for the WWF that their popularity just goes through the roof, and that's why they're getting such high scores like this. Honky Tonk Man over Rivera. These are all squash matches. Kamala versus Jim Young in a strap match. So Kamala battled an enhancement talent in a strap match. You got to be kidding me. Oh no. Jimmy Jack Funk defeated Landy Poffo in a cage match. Oh. The Warrior had a cage match against the Assassin. But it's not our Assassin, folks. Who was the Assassin here? Yeah, it's Randy Colley. Who was Assassin number 3 and actually won the Georgia Tag Team title with Jody Hamilton, Assassin number 1, a couple times. Wow, that's 3 cage matches on one show. What a crappy card. And it got an 86 overall, and they sold out in Iowa. Fair enough. Let's see what the NWA did. Oh, another crappy show here. Because it's less than. Nikita Koloff versus the Golden Terror. Enhancement talent in the main event. Wow. Irwin over enhancement talent. That's a crap show, everybody. And it looks like that's about it for the game world. Let's do a title review at the end of our show here. So, Nick Bockwinkel has had the title for 15 months now. Very good. Nelson Royal has held our light heavyweight title now for a good solid 3 months. Almost 4. It is 4 months. I take that back. And how long? The Midnight Express has had the tag title now for just about a month. Cool. Let's compare the prestige for the heck of it. NWA World Heavyweight's got the number 1 overall. NWA Florida Tag Team is a 97 overall. Wow. This game just blows my mind with stuff sometimes. Well, folks, I think that does it for us here. We are right back into the tour at the end of this game week. And like I said, when we look through this, we are all used up for this block. So it is time to set a new tour schedule. We have hit all of our towns. And, again, it's a rotating 3 cards that end up hitting every single town. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got the 9 towns. So that's how it works out, folks. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to do our new block, our new set of matches, and it's going to be exciting. So please, if you haven't already, folks, hit that like button. Go ahead and give us a subscribe. Help us to continue growing. If you want to join us in talk about the Supermod, you can visit us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/1987Supermod. If you want the mod version 6, go ahead and go to braddrake.net/contact. Let me know, and I'll be more than happy to send you over the link to the Google Drive where you can download the database and the pictures. And last but not least, folks, take care of yourselves, and it was good to be with you again.